So we're trimming some goat hooves today, and I thought it may be a good opportunity for me to show you something about the flip table that I use to trim their hooves. I did a video a while back about my working system, and there were some suggestions that maybe I could show a little bit more about the flip table, how it works, how it was designed, what it's good for. Come along. So the purpose of a flip table is to be able to elevate the goat or sheep's feet up to where you can trim their feet easily. Saves a lot of back-breaking work, also helps restrain the animal. So as the animal is struggling, I'm not having to struggle. I just wait for it to calm down, then I'm able to trim its feet. It's much easier than trying to hold it down. And if you have a lot of animals, it's almost a necessity. So you can buy a commercial flip table, and I don't know all the prices on them, but I would say they would start at probably $1,500 and on up. I've used several commercial flip tables or turntables, and they work okay. Actually, I prefer my homemade one. Maybe it's just because I'm used to it, but it's maybe a little simpler design, a little more streamlined. I can actually work goats and sheep a lot faster through mine than I have the commercial ones that I've tried. But there are good commercial ones out there. I'm sure they're better built than mine. But mine's a pretty simple concept. It just has a front pivot that is able to squeeze them and pinch them in there, and then has a locking system just with a chain with a notch so that you can fasten them in there so that they can't get out. And that's of course adjustable to whatever size animal, just depending on what length of the chain that you put it on. We'll try to get around here where you can see a little bit better. So on mine, what I did is I looked online and I just found some different designs of commercial flip tables and kind of got the basic dimensions from those. And then what I did is I just looked and I thought, okay, what do I have that I could build something that may work for that? And I had an old bench press, and so I used the frame of the bench press, and I had some scrap 1-inch tubing. And I'm not much of a welder, but fortunately you don't have to have anything super heavy duty to hold goats and sheep. So I put this together and made a frame for the back of the squeeze and a frame for the front of the squeeze to pinch. And I have that pivoted. We'll look at that in just a second. But on the back side, this back frame is just attached to the base with a simple bolt to allow it to pivot, so that when you slide it up, it will pivot. And then I put these metal brackets right here as a stop, so that it will stay in the horizontal position once they're flipped. And so you have them squeezed in here, and then to lift it back up, you just do this. So I'm sure you can improve on the design, but the basic design is just to have some type of frame that stays stable, it doesn't shift around, and then have a squeeze frame that is bolted with some type of pivot. I'll put some pictures up here of the dimensions of this, just so you can get a rough idea. I'm sorry I don't have any plans drawn up, so you'll just have to kind of look at it and do what I did, just kind of wing it as you go. But that's the back side. I use, for the back of the squeeze, I use just treated plywood, and then I put some indoor-outdoor carpet on the side that the goats and sheep would be in. That creates friction so that they can't slip and slide out of there. We'll go around and look at the other side. So on the front side, the squeeze frame, again, I made out of 1-inch square tubing. And what I did here is I used, it's actually conveyor belt, an old conveyor belt. It's a plastic or some type of vinyl mesh, and it allows, it's rigid enough where it doesn't give them too much room to wiggle out, but at the same time it gives enough flex so that it doesn't bind on them or hurt them in any way. And I can just let this all the way down so you can see the back side of this. The back of the squeeze frame, as I said, treated plywood, indoor-outdoor carpet. This is just to create friction. I'll also put a 2x4 here and a 2x4 here. That way it creates a little bit of a concave shape in here that holds them a little bit better. Now, I mentioned to you that I felt like that my design was a little bit more streamlined and efficient. I'll tell you what I mean. Most of the commercial turntables that I have used, when you squeeze them in there and then flip them up, there's usually a false floor right here that you have to undo and let down, and then you can work their feet. That's a good safety feature for the goats and sheep, but it's an extra step, and it takes a lot of time to do that. Mine doesn't have that. Just the squeeze itself holds them in place. You do have to be careful when you let them down to make sure that their feet aren't dangling out somewhere and get caught on something, because they could hurt themselves that way. Otherwise, it's been a pretty good design, in my opinion, as far as speed goes. I made it where the bottom could be adjustable down here, where you could scoot this in for smaller animals, but I found that that wasn't necessary at all. Really, just having the adjustable link on the chain, you can pretty much handle any size animal, from the biggest rams all the way down to, to 20, 30-pound kids. I don't know if it's helpful to look at it this way or not, but you can get a little idea how it works. So this is certainly not the most professional flip table, but it's worked well for me. If you have a better design, which I'm sure there are a lot of better designs out there, if there's any way you can put it in the comments below, our other viewers would appreciate that. I would appreciate that, and may help some other folks out. Appreciate you watching the video. If you found this content to be helpful, please like or subscribe to the channel. I'll try to do more things that people find useful and helpful in dealing with goats and sheep. If you're within driving distance of Northwest Alabama and you need goats or sheep, give us a call, see what we have in stock at the time, and if we can help you out in any way, we would like to. Happy farming. By the way, I have in the comments below, I've posted a photo of some blueprints that I found online for a different design for a flip table. My friend used that design and built one, and he said it worked very, very well. So that's in the comments below. You can look down. I'll try to make it one of the first comments so that you can find it easily.